screen right below my eyes is Apple. I'm looking to go short on Apple, but there are a couple things that are tying me up on it. This is from a day trading perspective. So I'm going to kind of correlate what I'm seeing from the 15-minute chart and why I necessarily wouldn't go short on it based on what I'm seeing on the daily chart. And these are just these little tips that you can use. I'm really hoping that I can find a really good day trade today because I'm getting anxious. The market is finally starting to move a little bit, and that is where we can capitalize. So let's pull up the screen over here. Good morning, everybody. Let's get going here. So before we went live, this is what I was seeing. I saw this candle wasn't here, so we don't have to worry about that. But this was kind of pushing down, and I was thinking, all right, I'm seeing my stochastic move. I'm seeing pretty good volume right here, and I really wanted to see if I can get that push. So I said to myself, all right, this is all good and happy, but it's $193. So why don't I go and take a peek over at this chart and just see what's going on at $193? Because I know that Apple is in this resistance territory, and you can see it's kind of, you had consolidation there, you had a lot of consolidation there, you had a lot of consolidation there. So moral of the story here, and what I really want to drive the point home before we move on, is even though, let me do this. Let's get rid of this just for talking purposes. So let's get rid of this. Let me just black that out. Oops, too much. Let's get rid of that. Let's do the whole thing. So even though we were getting something that kind of looked like this, and it was really a good engulfment that was happening, had a little bit of a wick on top, but nothing worrisome. I wanted to say, all right, why am I seeing this consistently, even over here, just a shade below it? And that's when I pull up the daily and went and looked at it. So these little things are going to be helpful for those of you that are day trading. Don't just jump on something because it is attractive at that moment in time. You need to get the full picture of it before you go jump in. So throw over some day trades. I'm just going to start flipping through. I was looking at LABU, LABD this morning. LABU is starting to move a touch. Interestingly, this morning it was down. So it's really rebounded. We're starting to get that reversal here. It's kind of moving towards the sweet spot, which remember is over 80. So I think we're going to keep a watch on this one. I bet it can get to 116 today. So I might say like 114, take a peek at it. So I'm just going to keep this up here. I'm looking for 114. You guys do the same. If you see anything around 114 with LABU, please shout it out. Okay, love Southwest Airlines. Southwest is carrying nicely. The only thing I don't like is that big spike of volume that happened right here. So this is one where I'm actually going to go over to the other chart and just see, are we facing an area of resistance? And we are. It's 200-day moving average. So you can see, actually, not even the 200. If we just go here, just below the 200, look at right there. It's at same level, just below the 200 currently. And yesterday it fought that price and it fell right back down. So I think I'm going to ignore love. I like what you're seeing. You had the pattern recognition there, but look for the resistance points. CCL. Now we're talking. Who said this one? Yuri. This is usually who usually does this one? Steve Kronk, I think. This is great. Great volume, albeit falling off. Oh no, it's not falling off. We're 4 minutes into this candle up here. You can see 10:04 in 1 second, and we already have this much volume over average. You're good. So if you wanted to add right now, you absolutely could. This might be a nice add. Give me 1 second. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, okay. I think I might participate in this one. Let's see here. What's the high of this candle right here? The high is 1670. So I think I might put in an advanced order here for 1673, call it. And let's see. Let me go here. So this is going to be CCL 1673. And that's my advanced order. Okay, so we'll see. Let's see if that one takes off. And here's why I like it. Let me walk you through it. Now we're at 1670. Let's see if this executes. I love the engulfments that we're getting consistently. I love the volume that we're getting. I love that we're in the sweet spot here. And more that kind of puts it all together. I love over here. There's really not a lot going on. I bet this thing can floss up today. I'm not saying it's going to come up to the top, but I bet this thing can floss up here to maybe 17 bucks. There's not a lot of resistance in this area right here. The resistance really comes up here around $17. So advanced order is in. Let's see if it executes. If it doesn't execute, it doesn't execute. But we'll see. Starbucks. Keep an eye on that one, guys. Let me know if it executes. Starbucks, I don't like. Maybe when you typed it, I liked it, but I don't like it right now. It's already turning around. PayPal, I don't like. You probably when you typed it, it was looking really good, but not anymore. What else do we have? Send over any more that you guys have. Let's go into me watch list and see if we have any techs moving. We already looked at Apple. I looked at NVIDIA before. Tesla, I don't like because of all the wicks. Meta, nothing. Palantir's pulling back. Amazon's doing nothing. Bank of America is turning around on us. KB Homes, nothing. Bitcoin, don't love it. Walmart, Home Depot's trying, but I bet the stochastic's up here once it loads. Yep, it's too high. Beezer, nothing. Let's go Zim. Let's see. Nah, Zim's got to be down here, remember. Lowe's, probably the same as Home Depot. Google pulling back. AMD. So nothing really coming out of my watch list right now. Let's go Zim over here, because I was looking at Zim yesterday, and I'm still waiting on Zim for this big pullback to happen in two waves, basically. This is going to be the first wave where it comes down to here, and then this is going to be the second wave where it comes down to here. This will happen. It's going to take time, but it will happen. And that's kind of what I'm thinking will go on with Zim. You can see these, it's just such a volatile stock, just an incredibly volatile stock, which is great for day trading. It really is. Let's see what's going on with CCL. Yeah, so it's hovering. And guys, this is why I put in those advanced orders. It's not just jump into it right away. You always want to be adding on new highs. And if you add on new highs, it's going to give you the most confidence to push through to the next level. And right now, it couldn't break that 1670 for now. It will probably break it from what I'm seeing today, this morning. But you don't just jump in right away. Paycorp, is that Paycorp? Paycom, that's right, Paycom. So just based on what I'm seeing here, I'm just going to draw a line where you can kind of see this back in here. So let's go over here and just see what's going on with Paycom. Up. Ooh, yikes. So I guess I wouldn't hesitate. You're not going to get very far. Maybe the most I guess it's pretty far. I think the most you would get to is like 157, which is a hell of a run. So hell of a run. But to the downside on this, let's see what we have over here. Let me get some whiskers going. Honestly, if you can break that 143.30 level, you can go for a really nice run down here to 123. So maybe Paycom is one that you throw a tracker share on. But I would want to make sure that you break this low of this Friday candle. The low is 143.38. What number did I say? Oh, there you go. 143.50. Go with 143.28. 143.28 is probably where I would do something, unless you wanted to just throw a tracker share on it. Then you can do that. Now, did this thing push to that 73? I haven't looked at my account. Nope, 71, 1671. So it's pushing, but it's not there just yet. All right, what else do we have? I've been struggling to find long-term trades right now, and I know it's due to the the lack of volume in the market. So lack of volume, remember, we've said it a million times, lack of volume comes from mostly in today's world news-driven things that are not moving markets. So when that is happening, don't fret over it. Just be patient. Remain patient. I'll give you an example. Patience example. Doesn't really have anything to do with trading at all. But my dad texted me yesterday and he said, I want to buy this stock. And I said, okay, well, looking at the stock right now, this is probably 10:30 in the morning. And it was not from a trading perspective. It was for something else. And it was $100 on the nose. They said, set your limit at $100 on the nose. Okay. He forgets to do it, goes and does a bunch of other things. Today, later in the day, that stock was at $97. And it was the first time that I was able to get through, because he always says, you're so patient. How do you, like, especially when I'm trading with options, not trading, but when I'm using options in my other portfolio, he says, how do you just sit and wait? Like, I just want to attack and I just want to get the option and move on. I'm like, well, just be patient. Things are going to come to you. Let things come to you. And when they come to you, it's going to be okay. I just see 1674 just hit. And here it goes, 1677, 1676. So it's pushing forward. So order was executed. Now, I guess the question becomes, where do we look at the exit, right? Where do we look at the exit? So, and look at the volume. Guys, look at this. This is what you look for. You look for this amazing volume. When you have volume, everybody pushing one direction, it's going to go well. When you have 100 people behind a boulder versus 10 people behind a boulder pushing it up a hill, it's going to go pretty well for you. So CCL, I think that exit point could probably be, so it's going to be a couple of points. I think it's going to probably be 1698. I guess it could be 1684, but I think if this volume persists, we'll be able to push this thing through. So we're in CCL right now, and let's see what happens going forward. Not sure. I guess the next question would be, where would my stop be? I'd probably put my stop at 1624, maybe. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to be super conservative, you go 1646. I might do that. I might go 1646 for my stop. Excuse me. I didn't mean to cough on the mic. 1646 will be my stop. And the reason I'm putting in that stop is I'm looking here. I'm looking right over here. Let me get those whiskers out again. 1646 right there. So I'm looking basically here. That was about 1646 where you had this consolidation there. Let me use yellow. 1646 was about in there. You can see where those kind of tops are. 1646 was probably about there. So like there's that consistent level of 1646, which it could actually, you know what, I might change that to like 1639 or something. Why? Because if it pulls back to 1646, what could happen at that level? Because it's such a strong support level, it could bounce right off and go back up. So I think I'm actually going to change that to like 1639, because I want to give it the chance to hit that support level and bounce back down, right? That's kind of the thought process there. All right, let's continue on. CCL is breaking. Yep, CCL is breaking. So that is great that we have CCL moving. It's always fun to get into a trade when we're live. All right, let's move on. What other questions do you guys have? Let's go back and look at Apple. So Apple next week is doing their Worldwide Developer Conference that they host every year. Rumor has it they're going to come out with a bunch of AI stuff as far as Siri goes, which I'm pretty excited for. I think it's iOS 18. Is it? What am I running right now? I'm getting lost on the iOS's. iOS 17.5.1. So they're going to be coming out with iOS 18. They typically talk about it in June, and they will release it sometime in September, of course, when the phone comes out. So that is cool. We'll see what happens with iOS 18, which I am very excited about. It is in my calendar. I am a nerd, but I don't care. I don't think I've ever missed an Apple keynote. Well, I shouldn't say that. I've missed Apple keynotes before. I like the WWDC and the September one. I don't care about the Apple Watch. I don't care about the iPad or computer events, but they're just not exciting to me. All right, SOXL, because on the computer, I don't use anything on this software to its fullest potential. I'm just not a big computer guy. Don't like using computers. All right, SOXL. Looking to go short, I assume day trade, you need an engulfing candlestick like so. Obviously, that would be red, but let that push down, get the engulfing candlestick, and you can be on your merry way. But you're not going to get that right now, okay? You're not going to get that right now. let's see, SOXL over here. Okay, a lot of wicks. CCL is moving again. There we go. So CCL is moving. We're all nerds about some things. Any one piece. Oh, damn, I can't see because of the damn heart. Hold on, let me write hi. Any One Piece fans? Oh, One Piece fans. Yeah, I don't know what that is. If I had to guess with Nate, it has to do something with some anime. If I had to guess, but I don't know. All right. Okay, next. Let's see. What level did I say? 84 and 90 something? 84. What did I say? CCL? Oh, that I was talking about the stop. That's right. Yeah, so it could be 17. I guess it could probably be 84. Yeah, it was 84 or 17 basically. You're right in that guess. There we go. All right, let's go to Sony. No, I don't see anything here. Let me go here. No. So I tend to stay away from Sony, Nintendo, even China stocks, because these gaps are not actual gaps. You can tell it's very gappy. And why is it gappy? It's the way that the currency is translated over. So therefore, I just avoid it. It's pretty simple. There's no reason to. There's so many stocks in the United States. Go find one. All right. So here's the other thing. Guys, it is 10:17 in the morning right now, right? 10:17, you can see me pointing to that corner. Look at the volume we have already. Look at this volume. We're 2 minutes and 30 seconds into this candle. We've already reached average volume. This is probably going to push up here. Now, there's a good chance that sellers are in there right now. So we could get something like this. We can get a little bit of a pullback, but I don't think the run is over. I think this thing can keep pushing forward. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with this thing over the next few minutes. Let me see here. I'm going to check some other things that we have going on. Let's see. Fire in some other questions, guys. I want to see some other questions that you guys have. It can be anything in regards to, I don't know, whatever you want to talk about. Alfred. Yep. Alfred, that would be my recommendation. I just think it's better. I'm really hoping that this thing can get to 17 bucks. If it can get to like 17, it'll be a nice little gain. But we'll see. We'll see. I'd even take like 90 cents. I'd take a little 1% gain. All right. Adobe, all types of trades. Okay. So let's start over here. It's ADBE, right? Yeah. All right. Earnings are coming up. When? June 13th. So you have 9 days until earnings come. So be aware of that. I know that people are excited about Adobe because it's fallen significantly over the past several days. We are up here right now. Okay. So gap's already filled, right? The gap's done. So we are done with the gap. So I'm actually going to clear this out. We've filled the gap. Now we're at this level of support. I think you're going to be stuck there on that level of support for a little while. I don't think it's going to, yeah, you push through. So the reason for this push through, in my opinion, was that you were filling this gap. So I don't necessarily think that that's going to continue. I think you're going to get hung up here for quite some time. Even if you fall, that's a terrible line, but you're going to still be in this cluster that you're in right here. So I wouldn't be trying to short Adobe unless this stochastic here just continued going sideways for quite some time. All right. Next. Who is next? Oh, you wanted to see Adobe day trade too, right? Well, over here, it's kind of the same thing. Frankly, I wouldn't touch this just because earnings are coming up. That's my personal opinion. Don't trade earnings. Now, if you want to do a day trade on it or you're in it, great job, because this thing has flossed all morning. Yes, it's wicky, but good volume, good run. I like it if that's what you've been doing. So I'm going to pull CCL back up here. Oh, wait a second. Exit strategy, swing long. I'm going to put CCL here just so I can see the price up there as we go. 1682. Starbucks, S bucks. Starbucks. What is an exit strategy for swing long on Starbucks? So I would be taking profits today. And my rationale behind that is very simple. 50-day moving average. You can see it pushed through the 50, and where is it? It's on 50-day moving average. So I can definitely see that being an issue. I wouldn't exit because your stochastic is still good. Your volume is still consistent, not good, but consistent. Where is this? You do have to fill up to this gap. What did you say your number is? 84.29. I wonder if that's the gap number. Yeah, basically he's talking about filling the gap. So I would just take some profits today, let it continue to push, try to get to here to fill that gap, that yellow line I just drew, and you will be on your merry way. All right, who's next? You could see CCL is taking a breather right now. You can see it's just, I think this is a lot of profit taking because volume is still certainly there, right? It's just a lot of profit taking that's going on right now. This has been quite the significant run for people this morning. So yep. All right. Any short trades? Yeah, I haven't seen any just yet, but if you see any, please tell me. Please tell me. All right. Let's see. What about Palantir? So I've been saying for quite some time that Palantir will fall to this number. And it will. It's just going to be a matter of when it breaks here. So it's the reason it's not falling right now is because it's hung on 3 major moving averages. Okay. I do think that this will eventually drop here. It'll struggle at the 200, but it'll eventually get down to this $18 range. Will it stay there? I doubt it. It'll probably go back up, but it will pull back based on patterns and what we see on charts. So that could be one that you throw onto a little watch list and go from there. I mean, honestly, if it was me, if this was one of my 5, I would probably put a tracker share on this. Yeah. That's what I would do. I would put a tracker share and wait, and I'd wait for a big break right there. Comes down to here, faces a little, whatever, call it that, the 200, faces a little resistance there or support, and then falls through. But seeing as this is a $21 stock, worst case scenario, you lose $21 if they go out of business. That's the way I look at it. Yeah. All right. Zim short. I assume you're talking about over here. The dividend is paid tomorrow. Yep. So honestly, I just wait for, man, this is hard. So Bailey, this one's hard because you can get an engulfing like that. Let's say you get that tomorrow. Let's say the market day's over and you get that tomorrow. It's a nice engulfing candlestick, but you still got to worry about that right there, that bottom of this wick right here. So maybe start like a 20% position. What do I mean by 20%? If you're going to put in $1,000, maybe you just put in $200 to start, and then let it break that, and then you can put in your $800 the rest of the way, or what have you. Okay. That's I think that's how I would approach that one. I wouldn't want to miss it, but I wouldn't want to jump in feet first, day one, and get burned by what we know is right here, the bottom of that wick. Okay. Pfizer long. Does it need to end the day above the 200? It has been a dog and consolidating. Let's see. PFE. Get rid of this. Oh, this is the dumbest drawing tool. Okay. The option R. All right. Pfizer. Yes, it needs to finish the day above the 200. And frankly, even if it finished today above the 200, I wouldn't be super excited about that. I would wait until you get an engulfing candlestick where it's not touching the 200, then you move on, because this 200 has played a very crucial role. I would want to be detached from the 200. So if I'm going to draw this in blue because it's the closest to green. Let's say it finishes the day here today, and then you get something like that. I do not want the candle to be touching the 200-day moving average. I want it to be above the 200-day moving average. All right? That's what I would do, Patrick. Will it have room to run detached from the 200? Let's see. Yeah, certainly. It's going to be a lot of resistance, but yeah. All right. Where were we? Okay, I made crumbs on Tesla this morning. Bought at $174.06, sold at $175.40. I was testing my observations on the previous week. It drops at the open and bounces back up. Just have to watch it. Let's see. So CCL is still grinding it out. So this will take a second. All right, let's see. Tesla. So it drops at the open. Yeah, I wouldn't do anything with this. So I wouldn't have touched this. Why? It's purely based on stochastic. If you want to go long, you got to be up here. If you want to go short, you want to be down here. The entire day has been in no man's land. That's way too risky. Way too risky. I wouldn't do anything like that. Okay. Why don't we do, let's see. We do some, what was I about to do? Yahoo Finance. Let's see what's going on in the market today. Some of my dogs have been starting to go long. Awesome. That's great. All right, let's see what gainers are today. Yeah, I don't recognize anything in this list. On to the next. Let's go to most actives. Tesla, most active. GameStop, I don't know how. CCL, NVIDIA, AMD, Intel. Oh, let's see what Intel's doing. So I know that Intel did something with some new chip or something like that. Well, new chip didn't help Intel, so okay. Let's continue. Dell, Rig. Oh, what's Rig doing? I haven't looked at Rig in, God, forever. Rig. I don't like it. That's probably why I haven't looked at it in forever. Neo. Plug. Let's look at Neo. And Plug. Man, everything is just consolidating so hard. How much do you invest in your trades? Let's say if you had $1,000 to spare, how much would you invest in each of your day trades? So pretty Torleaf, actually, it's a pretty simple answer I give to people. I do about 20% per trade. So if I have $1,000, I'm basically going to allocate. And now let me rephrase. I have $1,000. I have 5 stocks that I like. I do 20% per trade. So I would do $200 per trade. If I have 100 grand, I would do 20,000 per trade. Basically, kind of how it works for me. I have always just done the 20% number. I don't really think there's a rhyme or reason. It just works for me. It always has. Will there be times that I'll go more? Of course. Will there be times that I will go less? Absolutely. So, yeah, I think it's important to have something in mind and not just throw a bunch of poop at the wall and hope that something sticks at some point. You know what I mean? But that's a great question. And I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm wrong. I don't think that there is a right or wrong answer. Actually, I do. I think if you have one stock and you just go all in every day, come on, it's not going to work. So, all right. All right, so here we go. 16. So here's the patience that I'm talking about. I think I'm gonna probably think about my exit here. Yep. Let's go CCL. And there's my, yeah, so I think I'm gonna put in my exit for like 16. Let's see. Might just do a market order. And as you guys know, I do all my trades on my phone. And let's see here. Let's see what this thing is doing. Volume is still there. I mean, guys, look at this. Look at this volume here. We still have volume moving in. Look at that. It's crazy. Look at that volume still pushing, and we're 1 minute and 37 seconds into this candle. So I'm going to execute my order here at, let's see what we have. Let's see what happens. I mean, I love the volume that's coming in. That's the crazy part. That's the crazy part about what we have going on right now. All right. I'm just going to go for it now. And we'll do and this is something I just do yeah, volume is nuts, and this is something I just do market orders on, and I'll just execute it now. And let's see what we did. Cool. 1687. So, all right, there we go. So 1687, and I think that this could probably keep going. But for me, you guys know how I like to trade. I like to go in there and just grab some crumbs and make my, call it 1% per day, whatever you want to call it. And it's going to typically work out over a long period of time. So that was a 0.84% return, which is damn near 1%. And I am happy with that. I am happy with that. Is it worth looking at CCL for a swing long? That's fantastic, Yuri. Great job. Great job. I'm glad you caught it down here. I didn't even see it. Pros and cons of being on this show. Typically, you guys send Am I muted? There we go. There we go. I don't know what happened there. All right. Great job, Yuri. Great job, Yuri. And great job to anybody that saw that one before me. Fantastic job. Now, CCL over here. The question was, look, is it worth looking at CCL for a swing long? So be aware that earnings are not anytime soon. So still no sound or no sound right or no sound previously? Because I see sound coming out right now. Let me go here and let's do CCL's my baba. Yeah, CCL's good. All right. Let's say, yeah, I mean, I guess you could make a little bit of a, so I think that if you do something with CCL, from a swing trading perspective, I like what you're seeing. You're seeing this. You're seeing good volume coming in, obviously today and yesterday. Your overall major moving averages. I do think that similar to this day trade, you're going to get stuck at these levels. So is the juice worth the squeeze to get you to call it $17.35? I don't know. I don't know if the headache is worth it over several days. Personal opinion. But at the same point, if you're a swing trader and you're dialed, and this is one of your stocks, hell yeah, go for it. But if it's not one of your stocks, I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if it's worth it. All right. Okay, who is next? I answered yesterday at the end of the day, 1590. Hell yeah. That's awesome. 1590. Beautiful. All right. So that was our CCL. So cool. I'm happy about that. I always love it. Whoa. I love making money. All right. Good jobs. Good job, everyone. All right, next. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to banks. Let's check out what's going on with the banks. Goldman. Let's go JP Morgan. The banks are, I wouldn't say crumbling, but they're not in the same nice position that they were in previously. Let's go Citi. Citi, look at these guys. So guys, look at these banks. This is the interesting thing here. When you start getting these breakdowns of banks, and there was something that came out last night. Let me actually read this to you. 63 banks, this is from the FDIC. 63 banks have been flagged as that they are in distress. That's debt to market cap. So that's pretty large this marks the 9th consecutive quarter of unusually high levels of that. Do we have let's see. Wow. So yeah, that's crazy. When you entered your CCL trade, your target was 1698. What made you change your mind? Oh, it's a great question. It was that it just couldn't break through that level. And it really wasn't 1698. It was 16. Let's go over here. It was very loose numbers. It was actually 1694 because it was here. Where was that level? 1694. I don't know. And my high level was 17 on the nose, not 1698. It was 17, and that came from right here. This candle right here. That's where my number came from of 17. So it was almost like the previous high close. That was kind of where I got the 17 from. But the fact that it kept sniffing that level and failing, and sniffing that level and failing, and sniffing that, and that's when I was like, okay, let's just move on. Is it worth staying in to try to make another 0.1%, or just take the win and move on? In my opinion, take the win and move on. I don't go for grand slams. And plus, that was just a market order at 1687. Could have been 1685. Could have been 1691. Who knows? It just depends on when I press the order button. Will this cause KRE to consolidate? It should. KRE should, with these bank concerns, it should break consolidation. You can see today that report came out. You see how it dropped a little bit. I do think that it could probably break down here a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Any other questions, guys? Any final questions that you have? We've been going for about 40 minutes. If you have any other questions, I would love to answer them for you right now, because Lulu reports this week. Thursday, I believe. Is it Thursday? Wednesday. I like Lululemon pants. I pretty much don't like anything else. I'm pretty sure this is a Lululemon shirt I'm wearing, but I also got it for like $10 at the outlet. So no problem, Patrick. If Lulu pushes this way, yes. If Lulu pushes up like so, you can do something with Lulu. But with the amount of volume that we're getting in this candle right now, and we're not getting that push, tells me that there's a lot of buyers and sellers in there. So be careful. Things could turn on you. Okay. Oh, good job on the day trade. Thanks. Let's see what CCL is doing. And by the way, guys, I don't think that CCL is necessarily done. This can certainly push up to this $17 plus level somewhere in here. So don't think that I'm got out of it because I'm just done. It's just, that's just how I roll sometimes. All right. Mo, the quarter zip in the merch store is nice. I'm glad I got it. Oh, good. Johnny O. Yeah, Johnny O is fantastic. Dude, I have so much Johnny O stuff, from family office stuff to Sharmos Capital stuff. It's absolutely incredible how much Johnny O stuff I have. And everything, money, and so many different things. GGB short. What in the world is GGB short? So the way, this might be another one. Who said this? Steele, are these gaps because of conversion data or because of actual data? And what color did you get, Steve? What color did you get? And did you get a signed box? Another question. All right, guys. You guys have a great rest of your day. It was another good one. So we are going to, because of all the comments, and frankly, I need to trade on Thursdays. I can't trade on Fridays. There's nothing to do. We're moving it back to Thursdays. If you guys want me to trade live, which I would like to do, and I need to be able to trade on Thursdays. Back when I was trading full time and it was my exclusive job, I would only trade Monday through Thursday, and Friday I just took the day off. It was a 4-day work week because there's so little volume on Fridays, and I'm more concerned with taking profits on Fridays than entering positions. Can you find trades on Fridays? Absolutely. But there's a higher probability that you're going to find trades any other day than Friday. So that's why I'm going to go back to Thursdays, guys. It's going to be private live streams for the community. And of course, they will be recorded. You can see them afterwards. If you're not in the Patreon right now, join the Patreon, $25 a month. I think there's less than 50 spots available right now. So jump into it, communicate with me, communicate with everybody in the community.